YouTube family, I am so happy to be back. I've been gone for a minute. Did you miss me? Because I missed you. I got a treat for you guys today. And I'm making my daughter happy. She's always in one of my ears. You gotta get a guest on. You gotta get a female guest on. I did better than that today. I have a female coach on for one of our universities right here in H-Town, Texas. So what we're going to do without further ado is, before I get started, ask you all to do what I always ask you. Hit that like button, subscribe, and smash that bell, because what'll happen is you'll get notified every time a new show is dropped. We really like the fact that you're passing the word out on the show, and the show is getting larger, and we want to continue that momentum. So without further ado, one more time, hit that like button, subscribe, smash that notification bell. Today we're going to have Coach Alexis Austin, the head volleyball coach at Texas Southern University.
Hello. How y'all doing?
Hey, Coach.
Hello.
How you doing today?
I'm doing good. I won't complain.
All right. Let me tell you, family, I've been trying to get this lady over here. I had to corner her the other day over at Texas Southern, and she said, "Oh yeah, y'all sorry, okay." So I got her here today for you guys, and I'm happy that I did, because the volleyball season is coming to an end, and I got good news to report. She's going to report about our Texas Southern University team. Coach, we want to start off the show with you telling us a little bit about yourself, your background, so they'll know who you are.
Well, first and foremost, I'm a Houston, Texas native. I grew up here, born and raised. So being back at Texas Southern has definitely been like a full circle moment for me, as I spent a lot of time on campus in my younger years. But I will say I ended up going to Cy Falls High School here in Houston. After I left Cy Falls, I went to go play at University of Colorado.
Wow, who recruited you there?
Liz Kritza, she was the head coach at the time. Yeah, she was a minority head coach, a female coach, at a time that, wasn't too many female head coach in Division I volleyball, but she definitely had like a vision about changing that program around. And so that's what kind of drew me there, to be a game changer and develop that program.
What recognition did you receive, if at all, any during it? I'm sure for somebody in Colorado to notice you, what were some of the recognition you received in high school?
In high school, well, I was a dual sport athlete. I was volleyball and track, so I was getting recognized in both. I was.
What you do in track?
I was long jump, triple jump, high jump, but I also ran 4x1, 4x2, and 200.
Hey, all you need to do is get into decathlon, man. You'd have been doing it all.
They threw me everywhere, but my main, events were long triple and high jump, because I always placed, top 3. So it was one of those things. It's just like we were trying to rack up points, especially my sophomore year, where we didn't have a large varsity team. So they really spread us out and put us in the events with the most points, and we all just started scrambling, and we
do what you can do.
Yeah, and
the team up.
Yep, and we were pretty high up for districts too. Wow. So by doing that, so.
Okay,
yeah.
Now, you go to Colorado. What was the first difference you noticed when you got there?
Definitely altitude.
Altitude?
Altitude, yeah.
So it really affects you?
Oh, it does.
I'm sad to say that out of all the places I've been, I have never gone to Denver. I've been to Colorado Springs, so I saw that.
Yeah, in Colorado Springs, it's the same thing.
Right.
I love both, no matter where you're at in Colorado. So it's a nice place. There's mountains everywhere, but in Boulder particularly, the mountains are right on campus. So the one thing you will notice is the mountains when you first get there, but the altitude never changes. So, we're in good shape, and teams will come out and they'll be tired, but we won't be tired. But anytime we're conditioning or working out, we feel it every single time. You're not just gonna not feel that.
It's not just the visitors.
We just feel it less. We feel it less.
Yeah.
So,
but you kind of guiding your body.
Yeah, you train in it.
Accustomed to it. Yeah, accustomed to it. Okay, so is that how they found you? Well, were they looking for you for track, and they found out that you played volleyball too, or was it vice versa?
Honestly,
you played volleyball?
It's a very long story for my process and everything.
We won't get into it if you don't want.
But I will say I was found at a smaller club team at the time here in Houston, and that was my first time doing club, which was sophomore year in high school. But that year I've also trained with USA, like one of their development teams that went out to Wisconsin for like a week and a half. So when I was out there, the head coach for the team that I was a part of was actually the assistant coach at Colorado. So that was how I initially got started with like being recruited by Colorado. But outside of that, like they've already been, they've known about me just because of how fast like my progression in volleyball was happening. Because I started club in my sophomore year of high school. By my junior year, I was committed. So I already.
You already committed your junior year?
Yeah, I was.
Oh, you tried to act like you didn't nobody. She tried to act like Shayla didn't nobody know her until she got senior year. You were known your junior year then, huh?
Well, yeah, but everything happened in a year. Like so, from sophomore year to junior year, because before then I was a bench warmer at my high school team. Like I didn't play.
Okay, I got now. So this is a good point for kids out there watching that's deliberating what college they may go to. Was it better for you for saying that you committed to Colorado at the end of your junior year so that your senior year you could just solely focus on playing or what?
Oh, no.
They still came after you?
No.
Even after you had said, I'm going to go to Colorado,
No,
college was still coming after you?
College was definitely still coming after me after I committed. But like I said, from sophomore year to junior year, my mom had a very strategic plan as far as like how we were going to choose colleges. She was an HR. Recruiter herself for major oil and gas companies. So she had a binder. I still have that binder in my office door actually, like because what she did was she took every letter I received. She took every questionnaire form. She filled out every questionnaire form for me. She sent them out. She said if they interested, we interested. But I was getting letters from all over. So it was one of those things of like, okay, how do I narrow down the choice of where I want to be? What was my idea of college? Like, what do you want to experience in your collegiate thing? So it's a lot more to recruiting that my mom really made me think about. But I will say, before the NCAA rules that we have now, it was a lot more lenient for, athletes to communicate with coaches. We could talk to them sooner. We could go on visits sooner. We could experience some things a little bit faster than now. Now you have to wait till junior year before you can even be contacted by a coach and start those conversations. But at this point, you had 8th graders committing, you had 9th graders committing. So for me, I'm late. I'm late to the party, and a lot of people are holding off scholarships for me to say, hey, are you going to come or not? So, at the end of the day, you have to take that process very seriously. That way you don't miss your opportunity on the school that you really want to go to, versus, just being stuck with a last minute decision because you waited too long. Because at the end of the day, the coach don't have to wait for you, so it put pressure on it. And I think even me waiting that long at the time, because I waited until April of my junior year, because it was my birthday. So I was like, I'm announcing on my birthday, but I had a track meet on my birthday. So and the next day I had a volleyball tournament. So once I got to the hotel after my volleyball tournament on the 22nd, that's when I reached out to my top 5.
I told you because it tells me that they wanted you, they waited.
They waited, yeah.
They waited on you, they wanted you. Who was one of the top players out of Houston area when you were playing, when you came out your senior year?
Oh, Molly McCage.
Where is she at now?
She is still playing in the pro league. She's in the Euro. I always get this name wrong.
It's
she's in
European?
No. It's a USA Pro League now.
Wow. So girls that stepped up on volleyball, they got a pro league now. I thought pro players for volleyball had to always go across the water.
That used to be the case, especially like when I went to go play overseas. But I think it was 2017, 2018 maybe. That's when they started the pro leagues, and I want to say 2018, but that's when they started the pro leagues here in the States. So they did like a smaller one, but now this is the 3rd year it's been going, and I even have a friend. Going. Yeah, I even have a friend, Erin Ferris, who's also a Houston native, who I played against and with, and she's still in it. And you have people that still playing. I have my former teammates who have still been playing.
Still, and And I know you don't ask, so you ladies out there, don't say how he had the audacity to ask that question. When did you graduate high school?
I graduated.
First asking you how old you are.
No.
You see how I figured that out?
I don't mind either one. I'm not ashamed.
Okay.
But I'm 30 years old. And
30?
I graduated in 2012. And I graduated college in 2016.
2016.
Yeah. So, but I say still because, you know, it's one of those things that you realize you're getting a little bit older now.
Okay.
And you have.
You're not that old, so like you can play if you got in shape.
Yeah, like exactly. I feel that. Like I still feel like I can't play, but you know, I'm gonna keep it where it is. You know, I know my time is done. My time is done. But to see like my friends and former teammates still play, you know, like 6-7 years later, like that's a blessing. Like that's beautiful. Like to see like your teammates still doing that. So that's why I keep saying still. But at the end of the day, like to play 6-7 years after a collegiate time frame, like of a 4-year stint that we know was hard, like with us, like so to see that, yeah, it's great.
And so now that gives hope to young ladies here in America that they don't have to be the top echelon to get picked to go to Europe because they got a league here too.
Yep, they got a league here too.
But when you find that the top players here, if they have a choice, they prefer to go there because of money or whatever, established or what?
For sure, and most do both.
There's more money.
Yeah, most do both still. Where they'll go play a season, you know, overseas, and then come back and play here in the States, especially since the state seasons aren't as long. So it kind of provides them the opportunity to do both. But I know they are starting up another professional team. And we actually have our own professional team here in Houston with LOVB. So
I didn't know that.
They'll be around.
That we actually have a professional volleyball team.
We have a professional volleyball team here in Houston, Texas, called LOVB. So you'll have Jordan Thompson and Micah Hancock, who are USA Olympic players, you know, on those teams, along with other professionals. And that'll be ours. They got LOVB Austin. And they're spread out across the country, so they'll be competing against each other very soon this upcoming spring.
Well, now, where were you an assistant coach at prior to coming here?
Prior to coming here, I was a volunteer assistant at Rice University for 2 years in 2018 and 2019. That's where I started. After that, I went to Liberty University for 2 years for 2020, 2021, 2022.
Is Liberty in Virginia?
It is in Virginia, yeah. So I enjoyed those, and then like after that, I decided to come on back home.
And this is very interesting and exciting for me. And but I'm gonna have to have you here just to talk about you. I got to get in the mix here to talk about Texas Southern here for a minute. I want to pull up the TSU squad, and I want you to go over the girls individually. And let me know what you.
I gotta remember all the names and numbers.
I got it.
Okay. I was like, not
right.
the names and numbers.
She can remember all the names and numbers. Okay, let's start off with Ryan Henderson.
Ryan Henderson.
Now I say only 5'5", but 5'5" for a female is still kind of high, tall.
No, yeah, she's pretty tall for a DS libero.
Okay, now that's what I'm getting ready to say. I hear striker. You know, because I'm a sports buff. Is that what it is? Striker?
A hitter?
Yeah, that's what I'm sorry. And she's laughing at me.
It's okay. It's okay.
I'm a novice. I'm trying to pick it up.
Oh, you good.
That's why you on here. DS/L. What is that? Now, this is the position. I'm sorry for interrupting. This is the position that Ryan Henderson is listing playing.
No, so defensive specialist is mainly someone that specializes in the backcourt. So anybody on the backside, anybody playing back row that can defend, who can pass really well, and a libero, which is the LB, that is like our primary passer on there. So they're normally in for our middles, who's just
in the middle. They're setting up the people at the front of the net.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm just saying what I see.
No. So our middle blockers are normally really tall. They're prone to just be really special at blocking and making sure they can get up and hit and be that third or second option. But at the same time, they tend to not always get the defensive reps. So we switch them out with our liberos, so our libero can be on all the time for our middle blockers.
Now, what did you call them? A middle block? Okay, aren't they at the net?
They are at the net.
So why are they called a middle block?
Because they are always in the middle. We need them in the middle, and they have to be very fast and quick to get to pin to close blocks. So
it depends. Slow down, because you got someone that don't have a clue.
I got you.
You educate both of us today.
I got you.
Okay.
So pins are like our outside hitter and our right side hitter.
Okay.
So they're always going to be on the left side. Our outside's going to always be on the left side. Our right side's going to always be on the right side. Our middle's going to always be in the middle. But our middle is very, very special. As like I said earlier, they just have to be.
So they don't roam.
No, they roam the most.
Oh, they roam the most.
They roam the most and get the ball less.
Okay. Those are the ones that if somebody do something to hit, they dive way out in the back and hit the ball back to the team.
No, so those are the liberos. Those are the defensive specialists. The people that gotta go deflect, like get
chase the ball and get it back.
Yeah, they gotta chase the ball. The middle blocker messed up.
Okay.
No, I messed up.
Okay. All right, we're gonna move on to Gracie Lee. She's an RS.
So right side. So she's a primarily right side hitter. So she's not so much in the passing rounds either, but she's one of our main people on the right side attacking. So if you ever see anybody on the right side of the court, you'll see.
She's an RS. Whoever I see on the right side of the court, she's an RS.
Right side hitter. Right side hitter.
Right side hitter.
Yeah.
Now she's from Dallas. These are two young ladies from Dallas. The
Yes.
first one from Mesquite, and this was Red Oak. Now, did you recruit those?
I did recruit both of those
Okay,
players.
So that's some people you like.
Yep.
Okay, those people you like. Okay, and we got let me see, sophomores, both sophomores. Okay.
Very young team.
Yeah, that's okay. Can't do it to get better.
Yeah.
Then we got Trinity Davis,
Yes.
right side, 5'8".
Yeah. 5'8", but she's a lefty hitter. So
Lefty.
so she can
Does
hit.
that create, some people kind of forget, like shooting basketball, people go up to block the shot and the guy shoots left. And
They definitely forget sometimes. They forget, and that's what make lefty hitters so special. So if any colleges or recruiters are ever looking at players, they look for lefty hitters. They're looking for people who can jump the highest and people who are the fastest. So that's a special trait that people.
Came in handy for you.
Yeah, most definitely.
And she's 5'8" junior from San Antonio, and she also transferred in from Grambling.
Yeah, from Grambling. And originally, I first saw her at Lee College. So I saw her at Lee College about 2 years ago. She ended up going to Grambling, and then she
came on back.
Yeah, came back.
Hey, I want to come on back. Okay, so San Antonio, we got Narkisi Kelly.
Narkisa Kelly. So
she's the DS.
She's the DS libero. Yeah.
Look at T watching. I like that.
Yes, Courtney.
Okay.
You're looking at
Ava Ray.
Leesburg,
Riverside. Is that high school? Leesburg, Virginia.
Yeah.
Okay. So she's a sophomore. You recruited her. These are all girl ladies you recruited, look like.
The whole team is.
Are you recruiting the whole team?
The whole team. Okay, this is the first year with.
Now, how did that come about? That you came in and you had generally when a coach come in, he has a team or she has a team. Give us a little background on why you ended up with. You don't have to go into detail if it's gonna step on some toes.
No, you're good.
Because some coaches come in and get the slate clean. I mean, when Deion Sanders went to Colorado, what did he tell them? He bringing his own what? Luggage. And his what? Louis Vuitton.
Well, I'll be honest and say this. That wasn't me. Obviously I was an assistant coach. So, I'm not a previous head coach that's coming in with people that I've already recruited and wanting to switch them in. I think another thing was when I was originally hired for this position, I went into my interview with the girls really asking them what they needed and what they wanted to see in the future of this program. And I know organizations, discipline, structure, communication, those are the four pillars that I wanted to focus on that first year. That first year we also had 8 seniors. But then we also had, 8 or 9 people who were freshmen, sophomores, juniors. So, it was an odd mix that first year. So my thing was to make sure that we at least graduated our seniors. Okay. And this is at a time where you also have COVID year. So they could have had
Did it happen?
They could have had an additional year. Seniors graduated.
Great. That's the main thing.
Yeah, but I know the biggest things was, we want a COVID year. We want to stay an extra year. But, for me as a new coach, it's like, I understand. And I'm going to help you get to your COVID year, but at the same time, I want to start smooth. I want to start over. So it was nothing, against that group. It was just one of those things that's just like, hey, we need a clean slate.
All coaches.
Yeah. So, after, that first year, last year was about taking it up another notch, as far as like even more consistency in our practice planning, practice times, weight times, more consistent staff, everything. So last year we took it up another notch, and it got a little bit harder, So now it's like, hey, do we really want to be here, or is this a little too, hard for us, or what is the coach expecting out of us, whatnot. And I always like to remind, our athletes, I'm like, just from my experience as a player, which I try to separate a lot, because the time has changed in 10 years, and we're dealing with a different group of players who have more access to resources, more access to information, more access to trainings and everything. So now we have to step away from what used to happen and deal with what is happening now. And that's been the biggest thing, because, for us as players and where I've come from and the work ethic that I had, it's a conflict.
Right.
So it's a huge conflict. So it's been one of those things of trying not to go back to where we were before I got here, but constantly every year, try to take it up a notch to what I'm used to.
Do you see the program advancing?
For sure.
I do too, family, because
we are
on the cusp of qualifying for the tournament. Now, I don't know, I'm going to be truthful, I haven't followed TSU volleyball. When's the last time they've done that? Have they done that regularly?
So since I've been here, we've been qualifying for tournament.
So since you've been proud of that, have they been qualifying?
No, I've been proud of qualifying. I think for me and my goal for the program is to see us in top 3, if not winning the whole thing. Yes. But even more so, it's getting into that tournament and winning the tournament. That way we can experience NCAA and we can be proud of that bigger accomplishment. And even on a larger scale, because I tell people I'm here for the long haul. I'm not here for a short time.
Right.
I really want to change it. So if anything, I want to see us even go past the first round of NCAA. Yeah. But I think we're entering the time that I have with SWAC play. This is a time that we have seen a very large increase of interest in HBCUs, but also you're seeing players in schools across SWAC, whoever it is, we're getting those
getting
higher.
better.
It's getting better in the conference.
It's not no one team getting better.
Everybody's getting better together, and it's making it even more difficult. If you look at SWAC play, even this year, this has probably been the most movement as far as who goes where, what place. Right. So to be in the mix of that is a great accomplishment.
I was pleasantly surprised, family, when I looked up the standings and saw TSU there.
No. We're trying to get us higher. We're trying to go higher.
We got Keldra Young. Keldry Young, OHM.
She's an outside/middle blocker.
Outside.
/middle blocker. So she do 2 positions. She can go in multiple positions.
Outside, is she on that pin again? That's not the pin. Outside is the back outside.
No, so outside she's on the pin again.
Okay.
Yeah. But we've actually been using her as a right side hitter, but our very most recent game, she was the outside for us and killed it this past weekend.
So Tallahassee.
Yeah, from Tallahassee.
Right out of FAMU territory.
Yep.
Sydney Love. MD, is that a middle blocker?
Middle blocker. Okay. Yeah, she's a transfer.
6'1".
Yeah, 6'1", yeah.
And University of Dallas.
Yeah, transfer.
So how has she turned out so far?
She's doing well. We're still working on developing her a little bit more, but she's been doing really good.
You see the potential there?
Yeah, oh, for sure.
Okay,
for sure.
Great. We got Lauren Battle, another OHRS.
Yes, outside right side, but she also can set really well. She can pass really well. She's a freshman this year who's been an impact player for us. And she's right here from Houston.
Ridge Point.
Yep, Ridge Point High School. Yeah.
So I know she's at the facilities and the coaching.
Oh no, for sure.
Okay, and we got blue hair here. We got Brandon Freeman.
Brandon, yes. Brandon also came from Lee College. She's one of those players that we've been helping develop and love to see in the court. She's another lefty outside hitter. Wow. That's just a huge block.
You got to have depth. Okay, we got Angelica Roofson. Roofson.
Yes.
And she's a DSL 5A graduate from Charleston,
Southern, yeah, transfer. But she's also from Poland. So.
Oh, she's also from,
I know, you're good, you're good.
Gracie Hill, OHRS, 5'10", Dawson, Houston, another Houston player.
Yep, and sophomore. Just seeing her change from last year to this year has been crazy. You
Wow.
know, a true 180, and she's really taken on the leadership role. She's one of our captains.
And
So
that tells me, and I'm not even a volleyball player, that she's been
no, she's
been
putting in
the
work. No,
Nah,
for sure.
she's been
Yeah,
putting in the work. She's
No.
putting in the work. And I tell kids all the time, you guys not good just because they just wake up one day and say I'm gonna be good. They put in the work.
Yeah, you gotta make that sacrifice and stay disciplined.
We got Taryn, I'm sorry for interrupting.
No,
Taryn Stafford.
Yep, Taryn Stafford. She's one of my first recruits here. Her and Courtney Collier, but them two were the two biggest pieces
Now,
for
do you
us
mind
this year.
telling me, we're not gonna hold you too much longer, do you mind telling me who these three that were, so I know, because I'm gonna try to get over to a game. If I don't get over there, I'm not gonna be in town, but Monday I'm gonna try to get over there, because y'all play Monday, right?
Mm-hmm.
Here?
No, we play Sunday here at 3 p.m. But that game will most likely be moved to Del Mar Stadium.
Okay.
Yeah, due to the power outage.
Okay. And then after Monday, that's it for the season?
No, so we play this Sunday, and then we play November 17th and 18th, which is next Sunday and Monday, and that'll be our last two home games before.
Okay.
Yes, last two home games.
I promise to make a game. When I walk in, I'm gonna holler at you. Go! So let you see.
Okay.
Right? And what I'm gonna want you to do is have a couple of ladies available for me so I can tape.
Okay, no, I got you. I'll make sure they're ready.
Where are we at? Tournament starts when?
Tournament starts on November 21st.
And it's gonna be where?
In Grambling.
In Grambling?
Yeah.
Okay, now, are we in the mix for the tournament?
We are in the mix for the tournament.
And you told me how many teams makes the tournament?
8 teams out of 12.
And currently we are where?
5th.
5th. So we would play the 4th. So that means 5 and 4 are almost just basically equal. So you got an opportunity to advance.
Yeah, no, for sure.
4. And so you are 5, we are 5?
We're 5.
And Prairie View is 4?
Yes.
Okay. What other way would we want it?
Yeah.
What other way would we want it?
Yeah.
Okay, so we got that coming up in Grambling. And tell the audience one more time when that's coming up.
November 21st. That'll be our SWAC championship tournament.
Okay. Now, family, as I always tell everybody when games are being played or going to be played, if you're in the vicinity, I don't even care if you went to Prairie View, Grambling, whoever the teams that qualify, go out and support the young ladies. Go out and support them. Now, I'm asking you to do that for the tournament, wherever it is, but I promise you, I am going to now start going to some of the volleyball games. And I will be there next week at one of them. So go and support the young ladies. And we play generally our volleyball games where? For us.
For us, at HBCU Arena.
Okay, I'm just trying to let the public
know.
No,
you know you're good.
Yeah, let them know where they can come and watch you guys play.
Yeah.
Because we did say just a moment ago, Del Mar, because for you all that didn't know, power went out over at Texas Southern University. Mm-hmm. And so a lot of the facilities didn't have power, and the gymnasium is one of them. Mm-hmm. So they're going to be playing at Del Mar. Mm-hmm. So that's one of the things.
Yes.
Okay. Now, look into that camera. And tell the listening audience, which a lot of them are TSU exes and people that love the university, what they can do to help this volleyball team progress the way you want it to.
No, for sure. The first and biggest thing is obviously just having, game day attendance and creating like a real like close-knit game day audience, so our players are able to play a bunch, in front of a bunch of people, so that's the first thing. Hopefully these next 3 games, November 10th, November 17th and 18th, that we can get you all out there. Please go out online and see what time those games starts. If it's a Sunday, it's 3, Monday, 6, but to just create that atmosphere. Outside of that, we do fundraisers throughout the year. And then we'll also, just make sure we have more newsletters and things coming out in the near future, just so people are up to date with what the program have going on as well.
I'm telling you right now and extending you an olive branch right now. Anything that this program can do to help you, let us know. Mm-hmm. And you can come on and say and do whatever, bring the ladies and tell them what you need. And
I know, for sure, we'll do.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
Now, I want to thank Coach Austin for coming, spending her valuable time here, because they're getting ready to try to make the playoff, the tournament. So I really appreciate her coming. And Coach, one more time, anything that we can do for you over here, let us know and we'll broadcast.
No, I definitely got you.
All right.
Yes, sir.
I want to thank the listening audience for listening to our new volleyball coach, for taking us to new heights, and I expect great things for her. Mr. Womack is the broker and president and CEO of Womack Development Investment Realtors, a private minority-owned full-service commercial and residential real estate brokerage firm. Over the years, he has been known to be a respected community businessman and partner and has received many awards. Now, he sells real estate everywhere, but his specialty is right here in 3rd Ward. This guy can get it taken care of for you. And we're back. What a great interview with Alexis Austin, the head volleyball coach at Texas Southern University. And as we were speaking with her, she emphasized that she would like for us as alumni to show up at some of the games they play on Sundays and Mondays. At 3 o'clock on Sundays, 6 o'clock on Mondays. And I think I'm going to start doing that because she's elevated the program to where now they're in the mix for the volleyball tournament, SWAC volleyball tournament. It's going to be held in Grambling. But for now, what we're going to do is move on to the other sports and the SWAC and a few of the other HBCU schools and cover some sports right quick. So we're going to start off with the SWAC standings in football. Right now, what we have is we have Jackson State leading the East, 5-0. Alabama State is 4-1. FAMU is 3-1. Now, Jackson State is in the driver's seat since they beat FAMU. Alabama State has a chance if they can beat Jackson State. But as it stands right now, Jackson State is leading the East. They're 5-0. In the West, Southern University is 4-1. Southern University. I just got to talk about Southern University. Southern University has won three games that they were on the verge of losing. You talking about snatching victory from the jaws of defeat. Texas Southern should have beat them. Grambling should have beat them. No, Grambling has not played them. I'm sorry. They played Alabama State, Alabama A&M last week. Scored a touchdown at the end. And another game I can't think of right now that they won right at the end. Prairie View. Prairie View was beating them up and down the field the whole game. But that just goes to show if you persevere. You know, I'm calling them lucky, but Southern University persevered to win those games. So I got to give them their flowers for that. They are 4-1, but that is you talking about shaky 4-1? They are 4-1 and could have lost 3 of them easily. So we got to give Southern their due. Southern is winning the West 4-1. Our Corn is 3-2. And then you have Prairie View 2-3. So, but Southern has beaten Alcorn, Prairie View, and TSU, so they pretty much got the West wrapped up. So you're looking at Southern, I think, and Jackson State for the SWAC championship game. And the winner of that game go to the Celebration Bowl in Atlanta. And they will play a school from the MEAC. And let me give you the standings in the MEAC. South Carolina State is 2-0. North Carolina Central is 2-1. Last year's winner of the MEAC and the Celebration Bowl. You got Howard, that's 1-1. Morgan State is 1-1 in the conference. Norfolk State is dragging up the back. They're 1-2, so I don't feel like they have an opportunity to even come up. Teams still have to play Morgan State, which gives them an opportunity. But for my dollar, I think South Carolina State is going to win the MEAC and then be in the Celebration Bowl. So that's what I feel. In the CIAA, you got Virginia Union, 6-0. Johnson C. Smith, 5-1. Only loss is to Virginia Union. You got Virginia State, 5-1. And you got Winston-Salem, 4-2. There is no race for the top team. Virginia Union is going to make it as the top team in the CIAA. The race now is for second place to play for the championship. Johnson C. Smith is 8-1. So my hat is with Johnson C. Smith to play Virginia Union again for the CIAA championship. Then we have in the SIAC, I told you we cover all the HBCU conferences. And now it's getting down to nut cutting time in football where the conference championships are coming about. So you got Miles College, 6-0. You got Fort Valley State, 6-1. You got Clark Atlanta, 5-2. And you got Albany State, 5-2. Miles has basically cemented their place into the championship, the conference championship game. And for my dollar, it's going to be between Fort Valley State is playing Albany State this weekend. They predict that the winner of that game will probably be the runner-up or in second place and play for the conference championship. So a big game this week is going to be Fort Valley State playing Albany State. Now, I was talking earlier about the MEAC, South Carolina State is winning. I just want to throw a little tidbit in. They have a coach named Chanice Berry. Last year that was at Benedict. And Benedict, let me show you how much a coach is valuable. Benedict in the SIAC is in 8th place. They lost their head coach. And he's gone to South Carolina State. They won 3 games. And now they're in the mix for the conference championship. So a coach in which I actually told the athletic director at Texas Southern, there was a guy named Chanice Berry at Benedict College, as we were looking for a coach last year. But he's being from South Carolina. He stayed in South Carolina and went to South Carolina State. So that is going to be a hot item there. MEAC, South Carolina State is going to play probably in a Celebration Bowl against the SWAC champ. Now I'm gonna predict the SWAC champ, Jackson State. Jackson State is winning the East, and I figured that if they play Southern, which they've already beat Southern pretty good in the regular season, I picked them to beat Southern again in the SWAC championship and go to a Celebration Bowl. Now, moving on, I'd like to talk about basketball. They have Grambling State picked to win. They have Texas Southern picked 2nd. They have Southern 3rd. And I feel like TSU have a couple of new, well, not a couple, they got about 4 new guys. Once they get mixed in with the rest of the team, Texas Southern is going to be one of the teams to be dealt with Grambling. We have to give Grambling they do. I like Grambling's coach. He's a pretty good coach. They've been winning the SWAC the last couple of 3 years. They just couldn't get past us in the tournament. They did that last year, but I look for it to be a dog fight between Texas Southern and Grambling State again. Now, here locally, basketball, University of Houston has started. They beat Jackson State Monday. Today is November the 7th, Thursday. Texas Southern lost to Xavier by 9. And audience, what I'd like you guys to know is that most of these HBCUs play PWIs preseason so they can get paid, so the program can continue to survive. But all I want for the HBCUs is to be representative. TSU lost to Xavier, but it was a good game. They lost by 9, but they were right there. And so TSU played a pretty good game. So I'm saying that the HBCUs, they're only a few players away that could hang with. They don't have the depth once the big white schools, colleges, universities start Southern and TSU, Southern, Grambling, and whoever, Winston-Salem, whoever it is, start Southern, then that's where your disparity come in. They're not as deep as the PWI schools. But anyway, in basketball, that's who they have Grambling, TSU, Southern, and Jackson State to finish in the top 4. Then you have baseball just finished. The Los Angeles Dodgers just won the championship. I have a homeboy here in Houston that had his Yankee stuff on. I had my Dodger cap on, and I bet him. I told him, we better look for the bet $2. I told him, I said, look, I'm going with the Dodgers. At Shitani, he is something else. That guy is something else. So but anyway, the Dodgers won the World Series. And what else we have going on here? We have the Houston Texans one more time. On the 9th, have a big game. They play the Detroit Lions. That is going to be a test for our Houston Texans. I'm hoping that the Texans can pull it out, but Detroit right now seems to be like they've got it figured out. Last year was their first time going as deep as they have since the 50s. And so now they figured like they in the mix. So that'll be a good test for the Texans. So they got the Texans playing Detroit. That's going to be a good game. Tonight, Thursday, you got Cincinnati playing the Baltimore Ravens. The Baltimore Ravens have a two-headed monster. Shayla, what you think about the Ravens? They got that running back and they got the quarterback. Can they be beat?
Anybody can be beat.
In their division, you think they got that division wrapped up? Now in their division, it's them, Cleveland, Cincinnati, and what is Tennessee Titans.
I think they got it.
You think they got it? I do too. I think they got that. In football, we got AFC East. We're going to just do the teams that I feel like have an opportunity to win. You got the Bills at 7-2, Jets at 3-6, so it's a done deal to me, even though it's just half of the season. I can't see the Bills losing that many games to have anybody else in the East Division affect them. So I got the Bills in the AFC East. And in the AFC Central, the AFC West, you got the Chiefs at 8-0, and you got the Chargers at 5-3, and the Broncos at 5-4. With them having wild card teams, I think the Broncos and the Chargers are in the mix for the wild card. Who possibly they might could. Kansas City is winning games. They're not even playing a full 4 quarters. So I don't think anybody's going to beat Kansas City Chiefs, because once Kansas City Chiefs find their stride, it's going to be tougher. And then you got AFC North. You got the Steelers, one of my good friends. I'm sure he is just delirious. The Steelers are in first place, 6-2. The Ravens, they're tied with the Ravens in the AFC North. Now, I said it was the Titans, but I stand to be corrected. It's the Steelers, Ravens, Bengals, and Browns in the AFC North. And so that's going to be the fight right there, is the Steelers and the Ravens. Now that Russell Wilson has found his footing with the Steelers are going to be tough. Steelers keep a good defense. So if they can score, it's going to be between the Steelers and the Ravens. The Bengals are only 2 games back, so the Bengals are in the mix. Depending on the night, the Bengals play the Ravens, whether or not I'm going to say the Bengals have a chance. Okay, and then we're going to go to the AFC South. You got the Houston Texans leading at 6-3. The Colts are at 4-5. And the Titans at 2-6. I figure like the Texans should win the division as long as we avoid losing streaks. You know, I'm hoping we beat Detroit Sunday, but even if we lose to Detroit, that's okay. We're gonna still be up. So I feel like the Texans are the best team in that AFC South. Okay, then we go to the NFC. We got the Washington Commanders 7-2. The Eagles are 6-2. Cowboys are 3-5. This is to my cousins in Dallas and watch the show. Hey, I'm sorry, but you can call it a day for the Cowboys. I just don't see it. It looks like they don't even play with any heart at all. So the Commanders got this rookie quarterback, Daniels, that is off the hook. And the Eagles are finding themselves. So I'm looking at the Eagles and the Commanders, thinking that the Eagles are, now that they have the more experience, are going to be the ones to end up, but the Commanders are tough. And we got an NFC West. We got the Cardinals at 5-4, the Rams at 4-4, and the 49ers at 4-4. And the Seahawks are out of it at 4-5. You got one game celebrating all 4 teams. So separating all 4 teams. Anybody can come out of this. I don't think the Cardinals are going to keep doing what they're doing. So I'm thinking between the Rams and the 49ers. NFC North, the Lions are 7-1, the Vikings are 6-2, and the Packers are 6-3. That's a tough division. You could put the Packers, the Vikings, or the Lions to win. I'm thinking that whoever doesn't win it will probably qualify for the wild card. Because they do 2 wild card teams. NFC South, you got the Falcons, the Buccaneers, let's just leave it there, the Panthers and the Saints. We got the Falcons are leading the Buccaneers by 1 game and a half. But I'm thinking the Falcons going to win that. But it could be tough. Buccaneers could get on the streak. So it's between the Falcons and the Buccaneers. So with that said, I think that the NFL is getting ready to kick off, and it's getting ready to get hot. And Nelly say it's high in here, it's getting ready to get hot in the NFC and in the AFC. Now we got one other basketball, NBA. We got the Celtics in the East, the Cleveland Cavaliers in the East. We got in the West, Golden State is really showing me something. They talk about their coach Kerr, but he got 4 new guys in the rotation, and they like 8-1 or 7-1. Now that ain't gonna go the whole season, but I like what Golden State is. You got Golden State in the West, and you're gonna have Denver gonna get themselves together eventually. And you got the Mavericks. So I think in the West, those are the 3 teams, and in the East, you got Cleveland. Well, I'm sorry, in the West, you got to add Minnesota in there also. And then in the East, you got the Boston Celtics and the Cleveland Cavaliers that are pretty good. Milwaukee started off terrible, but I think that Milwaukee and the Knicks can get themselves, it's 82 games in the NBA. I think they can get themselves turned around. So family, what we've done is one more time, I want to thank the volleyball coach from Texas Southern for showing at the show. And as I tell everybody, if you're in the vicinity, let me do this. I do want to do this, family. I do want to let you guys know what the football games are going to be this weekend, because I always plug people to go to the games and go out and watch the kids. At 2 o'clock, you're going to have Alabama A&M Bulldogs play UAPB. That game will be on the SWAC digital channel. You'll have Alabama State playing Grambling at Grambling. That game will be on ESPN at 2 o'clock. If you're in the area, please attend. Then you got Texas Southern that'll be in Mississippi playing Alcorn State at 2 o'clock. You're going to have Bethune-Cookman at Southern University at 2 o'clock. You're going to have right outside of Houston here, you're going to have FAMU at Prairie View. I expect that to be a pretty good attended game. All you Prairie View Panthers, if you hear this show, go to Prairie View Saturday and back up your Panthers when they play FAMU. They play at 2 o'clock. Mississippi Valley will play at Jackson State at 2 o'clock. So those are your games for this week. And as I always say, please support your school. So I am so happy to be back with you guys. We'll be back again soon. I want everyone to have a great weekend. Take care of themselves. Hit that like button, subscribe, share it with some friends. Keep my show building up momentum. Until the next time, peace out.